Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. Join me in today's review of a new BMW X5 plug-in hybrid. Before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Tomić Co, BMW of Croatia, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Welcome back everybody. Like I said earlier, in today's review we have the new BMW X5 plug-in hybrid model 50e. Indicates this is a 3-liter petrol engine and some 19.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack on board. Total power output is around 480 horsepower and the EV only range is about 38 miles, which is I think around 50 kilometers. Let's start this exhibit walk around with a front-end design and details. Being a M Sport model, very aggressive, especially in the bumper. Just take a look, these details very sharp with some front parking sensors. And now with the facelifted model, I think we had in 2024, if I remember correctly, the X5 and also the X6 facelift. I will put the link of that X6 over there, my review, in the description below. We can now see the completely new design for the headlights with, of course, adaptive LED headlights. If you go for, let's say, M Sport Pro model, you will get that grille in a gloss black. And now we will talk a little bit more about this driver side profile, because here is a charging port with a M logo, some additional bits, and we'll talk a little bit more about the tires, because these front ones are 20-inch in diameter, some type of dark gray finish. And as we move towards back, the area around the windows is finished in some type of chrome or metal bits. Gloss black B-pillar with tinted rear windows or privacy glass. This is always useful solution, and not only it looks cool, but it's also very helpful, especially now in the summer months. And of course, I don't even need to mention, because this model comes with a keyless go system in the back, some type of small rear spoiler with a shark antenna on a roof, and similar like we saw in the front, this is a completely new design for the rear lights. We'll talk a little bit more about the rear lights and the front ones when we, at the very end, I will put the turn signals or hazard lights on, so you will see those in action on a driver side X5 detail. BMW logo in the center. Above that there is a rear wiper, and below that and above the license plate, rear camera with xDrive50e detail. This indicates this is a 4-wheel drive model, of course, with 50e. I said earlier, 3-liter petrol engine and 19.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack on board, around 480 horsepower in total. Similar approach with the design like we saw in the front, being an M Sport model, a little bit more aggressive bumper design with some type of diffuser and the rear parking sensors. And before we go and check the practicality of this model, just quick look on a passenger side profile, classic SUV dimensions and proportions with that boxy rear end. And of course, if you like this type of videos, give this video a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. So let's proceed with the review. Opening a boot, of course it opens automatically, and one of the party piece of a BMW X5, of course, you have this double doors for the boot opening. You can now put some heavier and larger items and slide it over here, but this is not the best part. The best part is, of course, you have these gas straps. This is some really premium touch, of course, and some extra storage. Around 500 liters you get with the BMW X5 plug-in hybrid model. As you can probably tell, being a SUV, the boot opening itself is pretty wide and massive, so I don't think there will be any issues. Of course, a little bit of extra storage here on a passenger side, one LED light. Similar approach here on a driver side, some extra hooks. You can fold down the rear seats individually. So overall, I think for the average family or average consumer, this would be more than adequate, of course. Now let's go and close it. Again, electronically, very cool procedure. Very unusual, of course. And we'll go and check the rear seats. Before I go and check the rear seats, we will talk a little bit more about the materials and design for the rear doors. Everything is finished in some type of soft materials. In this center part is some type of leather with a contrasting stitching, of course metal door handles. I think this is some type of wood with ambient lighting. Now a quick sneak peek of the interior. Perforated leather in the center part and on a backrest. Very useful, helpful solution, especially now in the summer months. This leather is called Sensafin and it's finished in black. Isofix anchor points on each side. Some center armrest, you can open it. Some cup holders and some storage compartment. Now I will go and sit inside. Cool M detail. Being a large SUV, one disclaimer, I haven't put this driver's seat on my ideal sitting position, but overall you will see how much knee and leg room I have. This is my knee room and my foot room, some airplane style storage behind the driver and the passenger seat, couple of air vents, little bit of extra storage in double compartments and 2 USB-C charging ports. Overall I think this is a pretty large SUV. If you need to carry, let's say, 2 adults of my size, I don't think there will be any issues. And welcome now from a passenger front seat. As you can probably tell right away, you sit relatively high. This is something that 95% of potential buyers would definitely appreciate. You have that raised up seating position, great view out. One detail that I didn't mention with this model, Harman Kardon premium surround system. Similar like on a door design, we have some type of soft materials on the upper dash, some wood in the center part, and very cool and interesting looking ambient lighting with that X5 detail and some arrows. One large air vent on a far left with a couple of those in the center. Speaking about the center, we'll talk a little bit more about the center infotainment system and the digital dials when I go and check the driver's seat. Below that there are some shortcuts, and as you can probably tell, a couple of cup holders with one USB charging port, and you can charge your phone. We can close this compartment so we can have that flush view with that wood, again that ambient lighting. And this is the new design with this facelifted model, similar like with the center infotainment system. This is now the new gear selector, but still with the X5 you have this very well known with the BMW that iDrive wheel. This is one of the best features with this model. Start stop button and some other details behind that. Center armrest, it reveals storage and one USB-C charging port. And before I go and sit on the driver's seat, additional premium touch. We have very slow opening for the glove box, one LED light, and of course it's covered in some fabric material. And welcome now from a driver's seat. We'll talk a little bit more now for the center infotainment system. Now we are at the radio stations, media and so on. You can see everything in action. I will not go to all details, just some general stuff so you can see everything in action, how everything works and feels. The home screen is actually one of the best systems in the business, and the system itself is very sharp graphics and it's very easy to operate, especially because always you have some type of shortcuts on a far left, your media, your phone maybe and so on, so maybe car stats and some other details depending on you. And over there, because this screen is pretty massive, you have this large navigation. You can see everything, as you can probably tell right away. We are now here in Zagreb Center BMW dealership. The climate control features are always on this center infotainment system, but on this lowest part. If I go and press these 4 dots, it reveals all the apps with this model: Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, probably 2 most important ones, but there are some extra over here like parking, hotspots, seat comfort, Spotify, telephone and so on. These are so many options. Speaking about the seats, these leather seats are very soft, especially get it in and out. This is one interesting info worth mentioning. The new digital dials in front of me, as you can probably tell, the bonnet is open, head-up display in front of me. We'll talk a little bit more with about the steering wheel now. Even though this is a 2025, you still get the physical buttons with the BMW X5, so that is one great feature. Thumbs up, minus and plus pedals behind the steering wheel. Of course you can change your gears yourself. some cruise control features or buttons on a far left, and media control, and overall on a far right, some headlights buttons and one large air vent on a far left. Let me know in the comment section in general what you think about the interior design of this new BMW X5. What is your favorite detail? And one detail I forgot to mention is that the driver's seat is of course fully electronically operated. Now at the very end I will put the lights and the hazard lights on so we can see those in action, and over here you can see that BMW X6 that I reviewed recently. I will put the link in the description below. Now we can see that new design for the rear lights and some fading effect on a turn signals. Very interesting to look at. Now we'll check the here in the front, LEDs on a side mirrors, and now new design for the daytime running lights with headlights, and of course similar approach for that fading effect on the turn signals. So this is the end of a review for this 2025 BMW X5 50e model plug-in hybrid one, powered by a 3-liter petrol engine and also 90.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack on board. Total power output around 480 horsepower, and the EV only range around 38 miles. Before I go and wrap this video, again big thanks to Tomić Company, BMW of Croatia, for making this video possible. I'll put all their info in the description below, and thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all a very nice day.